Hey everybody, how you doing? IntoWeapons back again with ya. Got another update video here for my VEPR rifle. This is the VEPR 7.62x5.4R with the 16.5-inch barrel. This is video number 12 out of the series that I'm doing on the upgrades to this rifle, changing it from a hunting configuration to a more battle tactical type rifle. So, like I said, this is video number 12. If you haven't already, jump out to my channel and check out the previous videos. This one today is going to be covering the Bipod from Harris that I purchased for this rifle. This Bipod here is, or I should say Harris is known to be one of the best Bipod manufacturers out on the market right now. It is a little bit more expensive. This is the Ultra Bipod Series S model SBRM. I purchased it off Amazon.com for a total of, I believe it was $96 actually in free shipping. Comes in a bag just like this with some instructions, but overall it's pretty easy. This is a tilting version that they have, and this is specifically designed to attach to QD swivel swings here, or whatever they call them, down here on the bottom, which is what I installed a couple videos ago. You can use it for your sling, or you can use it for attaching a bipod like this. The real nice thing about this bipod is, like I said, it does connect there, and being that it's Harris, it's got a real good connection, real solid unit. It's not going to come apart, but it comes with this area that lays against the forearm and just rests on that forearm and protects it. It's got a couple little rubber pads here, so it's got a real nice tight snug fit. It won't mark up your forend or damage or anything. It'll sit on there real nicely. These rubber butt pads will make sure that it doesn't scratch or anything like that. I'll go ahead and show you real quickly how this thing goes on without having it altered for what I'm going to show you here that I'm going to do, and I'll show you what I'm going to do here. But ultimately you have on the bottom this little screw which allows the adapter here to go up and down, and really what you want to do is allow it to be fully able to go all the way up, so you can push it all the way up there. So you really want to be able to have enough room there, and that should allow it to open it up enough where you can pinch the inside here, open up those two gaps, and then slide the two little pins into your swivel sling there. And then what we can do is tighten this just by screwing this in. Make sure you're going the right way. There we go. And it should just tighten itself right up on it. You shouldn't have to really do a whole lot of adjusting. Just kind of make sure that it's laying flat on there in a straight position. Slide it around a little bit, make sure it's nice and tight. And there we go, it's fully seated on there. And it's got a nice rock solid platform. It doesn't wiggle around or anything like that. It's pretty solid on there. The legs fold down, spring loaded, as you can see there. And as well as that, it has spring loaded legs which can extend. I believe this one extends from 6 inches to 9 inches, but I could be wrong on that. I believe it's a 6 to 9 inch bipod. And there you go. Now what I meant by the tilting aspect is you can see I can tilt it back and forth, left and right like that, which is kind of a neat feature. It does have a little dial in the back here which I can use to lock that in so it doesn't, but having that tilt on there is a little nice feature that I like on it. So it is pretty easy to put everything back together here. In order to get these bipod legs back in, we just go ahead and release the button here, put them back into the original position, and then reload the springs, and you can put your feet right back down like that. So it's a real nice bipod, being that it's real adaptive. You're able to take it on and off pretty easily, and it gives you a lot of good solid performance on the actual bipod end of it. We'll have to see how it holds up on the range. One of the issues that I had with the original forend here is that with this where it is, I don't have a whole lot of room to mount my rail and the angled foregrip from Magpul that I purchased on here. So what I did is I'm going to go ahead and move this a little bit forward. And how I'm going to do that is I contacted CSS, Carolina Shooter Supply, who is the manufacturer of this forend, and I asked them, hey, is there any chance you can send me another large barrel band that came with the forend? They gave you one large one and one small one. The small one doesn't fit because this is a real heavy barrel. They were kind enough to send me free of charge another large band, which was awesome of them. I really appreciate that from CSS. What I'm going to plan on doing is mounting that a little bit further up. I'm going to drill a hole into the fore end, and I'm going to mount the QD Swivel Sling attachment onto the new barrel band, and then use the original mounting hardware just to screw in onto the old barrel band. So I'll actually have two barrel bands holding this fore end in place. I could have moved the original one forward and just used that one, but I figured two barrel bands will probably be better than one, especially if I'm going to be using the front one for a bipod. It'll just give it a little bit more stability. So that's what I'm going to do at this point. I purchased a, let's see if I can find it here, a titanium drill bit set here for about 30 bucks, my local Fleet Farm. I'm going to use these drill bits here to drill into this aluminum fore end and create a new hole. I'm going to do that all off camera because it's pretty easy to, mount a barrel band and drill a hole, so I'm not going to waste time with that, but I'll come back and I'll show you guys the finished product here. Alright guys, real quick, I just wanted to show you kind of the progress of what I got going on here before I kind of reassemble everything. I did use a 3/16 inch titanium drill, like I mentioned. That was big enough to get me a hole in the aluminum fore end here where my QD swivel sling attachment will go. Here's the original mounting hole. Here's the new one. It was extraordinarily easy to get through this aluminum with that titanium drill bit, so there it was not difficult whatsoever. I think the most difficult part here was just lining up that second barrel band in there. I think you guys can probably see that. Lining up that second barrel band in there so it lined up with that hole, and even that wasn't very difficult. So what I have now is one hole that I can use for my QD swivel sling, which the Harris bipod can attach to. And I have my original hole, which I will use the original mounting hardware for. So essentially I'll have two barrel bands holding those four armed together, which is probably better than one. I have no idea. I kind of read an article once that you can mess with the harmonics of your barrel if you attach it in too many places, but which is kind of the reason that they have free-floating barrels out there. I guess that kind of allows the tuning of the barrel not to be different with things not attached to it. So I'm not overly concerned about it. I don't think that'll be a big deal, especially with this heavy barrel. That shouldn't really cause any issues. So let me go ahead and put in the mounting hardware here. Use the original mounting hardware screw that it came with for the rear end here, and then we'll go ahead and use the QD swivel sling here for the front one. Hopefully everything is lined up here. It's not going in perfectly here, but I think maybe I just need to, I might need to do a little bit more readjusting on this just to make it absolutely perfect. But we'll go ahead and do that real quick, and we'll come back and take a look at the finished product. Alright guys, so that was pretty easy. Actually I had to go back and readjust this other barrel band here just to make sure it came together. It took me a few tries coming on and off, just simple fitting, not too difficult. But as you can see there, everything came together pretty good. So we'll go ahead and let's attach this bipod and see what happens here. Make sure it works. Let's go ahead and put those pins in. Make sure we're screwing them the right way. Get on there. And it looks like it's coming together pretty well here. Definitely. It's definitely secure down there. Just like the old original hardware, mounting hardware. Should work pretty well. Go ahead and set it down here. As you can see, that's pretty well placement for it. It's not too bad. But it still gives me quite a bit of room here on the fore end to put my angled foregrip, or just my hand even if I want it. Whereas before I would have been too far back and the angled foregrip and rail cover would have been covering up over the rear end of the receiver here. So that extra inch definitely was well worth putting that barrel band on there. Again, a super big thank you to CSS to send me out another free barrel band. They certainly didn't have to do that, and that was awesome of them to do that. I could have used the original barrel band, but like I said before, I think two barrel bands instead of one is probably going to be better, especially in a situation like this where I'm using one of the barrel bands to mount a bipod on there. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. This project is wrapping up here pretty quick, guys. I think maybe I have one, possibly two more update videos, and then we're going to get this bad boy to the range. So stay tuned for that. Like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I do appreciate everyone watching and the support. And until next time, guys, take it easy.